breaking war on America. It's happening. Mark Carney, the lunatic, as is in the link of this title, or if it isn't, I will be posting it right after. Just before this video, I run the China publication from former New York Times journalist David Barboza. Credible, real, and verifiable, undeniable. And I've been going through this for several months in the China nation building projects. I have to do part 5, Canada's SMRs. The Ambassador Pete Hoekstra toured, and he announces today to everybody, just hours ago, all trade talks are over with Canada, will be until at least after America's Thanksgiving. And in that time, it's being reported now, undeniable, Mark Carney, who lost, absolutely lost at Beijing, secured nothing, spent $25 million for nothing but a letter of intent, meaning you got no deal, is now moving on to China and is reportedly going to be dropping the Chinese tariffs, allowing China to replace USA in Canada. In Ontario's automotive sector, look out, Canadians. From here on out, when you want to buy a car, it's going to be a China EV car. If you don't believe this, please go to Russia, where that's all you can get is Chinese vehicles. And we're moving to Chinese EVs. Everything else is going. Ontario's got to learn to suffer. All those American unions, gone. They're going to be gone. That's part of Agenda 2050. My union to be gone. Because those don't exist in China. Heck, they don't even exist in Europe. No one ever tells you these things. Canadians have no idea that so much you have in rights and freedoms doesn't come from your charter. It comes from the United States of America. That's migration. As the evil of our country migrates to those northern states, so does so much of America migrate up here. And we're blessed for all of that. People ask me about my union. It's an American organization. Started way early in America, migrated to Canada much, much later. And in this war that we're pursuing, which, mark my words, when Canada announces that they're dealing with China and automotives and that's how it's going to be, to hell with America, that's a declaration of war on the United States. A complete and utter trade war, an absolute transition to China, as I've rolled out for all of you. Those new SMRs are mobile nuclear for all of the EV transition. Yeah, Canadians, you can look around you, you see who owns EVs. All the Crown Incorporated, all the government. You don't see hardly any private sector. If they claim to be private sector, I guarantee you, they're under tremendous government subsidies. And, of course, they're one with the Crown. This is liberal. This is conservative. This is NDP. This is Green. This is Bloc. This is People's Party of Canada. How do you think Maxime Bernier makes all his money? Off his Privy Council wages, folks. That's not a pension. That's a lifetime wage. He will never betray that which richly rewards him, as do they all. They're all criminals. They're all guilty of high crimes in the United States of America. They do not want to go 51st state because they will be held to the highest laws of the land and be found accountable and judged by you, the people. And they certainly don't want that. They don't want Canadian subjects to know, let alone have that kind of power. They would rather be communist. And now, David Barboza, undeniable. I will put the link in this title. It's undeniable. That's what's happening. It's undeniable when I finish the 5th part that I wanted to do, but I have to work, and I may have to work this next Sunday too. We'll see if the job's going to make it that long. I'll find out tomorrow at work, and I'll know more. But folks, it's game over for Canada. Fast. We are going to go to war with the United States of America. It is coming in just a few short months. And I don't think that America can just do an economic war, so to speak. It's going to have to be a military escalation, as Canada's going to go full on with China. If you didn't know, this has been the Conservative Party of Canada and Liberal Party of Canada complete plan since 2008, mostly instituted and implemented first in Alberta, Canada, the source of 2020 election interference. And then it goes on from there into other provinces. But folks, Alberta was the ground zero for this transition. If you still don't know, Mark Carney is a 16-year Conservative Party of Canada card-holding member who just switched to the Liberals in the last year before he ran for office to make the requirements. A little over a year, he switched. That's what they do. They all do. I can show you every provincial party. Oh, look, United Conservatives. Why are you employing all these former elected NDP and Liberal folks who lost in elections around the country, and then you appoint them to Alberta positions on your boards under your cabinets? Why? And vice versa. Everything we know about Canada is a lie. It's always been a lie. There is only one truth. The Constitutional Acts of Canada, 1867 till today. It clearly tells you what you, the people, are not. You are literally nothing but beholden to these superior human beings. And they work for their needs at your expense. You want a job? You want to eat? You want to live? You'll do as I say. You only have one right, maybe two. Vote in an election or run an election. But you better be loyal to the crown, because if not, you'll never see the light of day. That's how it works in Canada. Much, much worse than Russia. Again, folks, how can a transition to Chinese EVs with all these major oil companies announcing all this push to get all the oil in Canada straight to China to destroy America's war machine? Do you think America's going to go, yeah, geez, sucks to be us. Guess we better not mess with Canada? This is juvenile, childish mentality of so many Canadians. Folks, share this breaking video. It's undeniable. It's in your face. And again, if the link isn't in the title, I'll be upgrading that right away. God bless everybody. Share, share, share. Get this truth out there. It's going to be soon to come. Much earlier than I had anticipated. Probably a real military intervention between USA and Canada. The next war in the world is going to be USA versus Canada. Mark my words, because until the masses of Canadians can wake up, and I don't think they can. I think they're too far gone, too institutionalized, and I think that Donald J. Trump, the GOP, the White House, all of them see it clearly. They know it. And not only them, but clearly from 2022, so does the Democrats. They do, in majority. Between them, that breakaway group of mainstream Democrats, and MAGA under Donald J. Trump, that's 72% of Americans. You're up the creek without a paddle, Canadians. You're up the creek without a paddle. There's no winning this. There is either you rise up against your Canadian crown, all of them, or America's going to be putting you down, putting you into poverty the hard way, the hardest way, the worst way, a way where we have nothing to barter with for Canada, the 51st state, meaning that $7 trillion universal health care will be wiped out before we see the light of day with statehood. And if that happens, we have nothing to offer the United States negotiations. Do you know what that means? That means 7 to 75 years as a second to third world nation status, according to all precedent of every state of the Union. I can't make any of this up. This is reality. Detailed, accurate, absolute research and history of the United States, of the governing system of the United States, and how these things are done. And if we don't wake everybody up quick, we are on the hard, painful, long, long road. People ask me every day, Dave, what's the timeline here? Timeline? What do you want me to say? 2 years to 75 years, depending on how gullible and cucked and institutionalized the Canadian majority is. This is serious. A serious video. And we are on the precipice, on that edge of a cliff. And if we take that next step and we fall off that cliff, don't matter what province. I'm sorry, Alberta, 51st state, Quebec, 51, any of that, not going to happen. I'm sorry, no one taught you international law. I'm sorry, so many don't know the United Nations Security Council, don't know the New World Order since World War II, what our ancestors died for, and what your filthy Canadian government and all provinces and territories promised the allies of World War II. They would teach the people, all people of the world in all their countries, and Canada didn't deliver. They lied to all of you. And I'm sorry, and I see all the rabbit holes. I see everybody, every direction, but not where you need to be and what you need to know. That was to be taught to us. We promised them we would, and we didn't. Because why? We're a socialist and fascist state. The first and original model. The model that made Nazi Germany, made fascist Italy, made South African apartheid, and I could go on and on and on. The evil of Japan, where they went in the world to learn their system, or what they did in the Asian world, what they did to China, what pushed China into communism. These things have reciprocal evils that come attached, and where it pushes masses of population. We are the original template. We are the original evil, and we're the longest institutionalized people outside of the corrected American, going back to 1776, at least since 1787, absolutely under the new Constitution of the United States, the current Constitution, and longest running We the People in the world. Wake up, share the video. We need Canadians to wake up now, or we're going down a dark, lonely, long road. And timelines, folks, upwards of 75 years in second, third world status. Let's look at the worst case scenario. And if you don't think that that isn't true, that's actually a good percentage of statehood folks who couldn't get it together. And you don't want to be one of those people. That's my video. An absolute needed share. Share, share, share. Get it out there. I can't make any of this up. That's the truth. The reality before us today. Undeniable, credible, real, and verifiable. As I've been outlining for many months. I told you. It's been going on in Canada since 2008. Absolutely, Alberta the first and worst, but many others, BC. And who was the architect? Mark Carney, Bank of Canada, then Bank of London, England, central banks, both countries. What party was he a member of? Boris Johnson's Conservatives and Canada's Conservative Party of Canada. Yeah, 16 years he designed all this as a conservative. An entire world transition that he stands alone in clearly today. Lost all of Beijing yesterday. And now look, Now look where we are. Chinese EVs. As I told you, number 5 of the China nation building projects. Wish I would have got that done, but life is funny, and I'm an average Joe who works hard every day of his life, and I still do this for all of you. God bless. Love you all. Share, share, share this critical share, because this is going to be the official war on America. And man, is that a dark, dangerous, dirty road. But I knew Mark Carney wouldn't change. I knew none of the premiers would change. I knew they were going to go this road, because they will not be held accountable. Just like the Nazis, just like the Imperial Japanese, just like the fascist Italians, just like so many other examples in the world. It takes the Allies to tune them up. And that starts with you, the people, waking up and moving the masses, because we need it done. That's my video. God bless. Bye now.